Hola! Welcome everybody. Crypt Talk, episode 2. Why did I do a 3? I'm your host, Jake Darus. It is December 3rd, 2025, and I got some good news today. Last week we talked about my fractured fibula, how I was in a walking boot. We didn't know if I was going to need surgery or not. I am happy to say I do not need surgery. And this thing should be fully healed in about 6 weeks. Today they put me in a cast to help keep it more stable. Not able to drive anywhere either at the moment, and I got to use a walker to get around. But I'm just very happy to hear that I don't need surgery. I've had way too many of them throughout my life, and it's not like another one would kill me, but just another little inconvenience that I really didn't need and whatever. But with that being said, for today's episode, I actually have a script. I'm gonna pull it up because I wrote this last night. Forgive me because I didn't take any time to really memorize it. I'm just gonna read this off my phone, but I gave myself, I don't know, words of wisdom, words of kind of motivation, whatever. And you might be able to take away something through this. So, Crypt Talk, Episode 2, Healing. Once again, reading this off my phone, so ignore the eye contact. Even in intense pain, the healing always outgains. It's a little bit hard to explain, but when your brain's been conditioned to maintain and to also keep doing the insane, then you'll get the same result of overcoming any obstacle in your way. The definition of insanity is you're doing the same thing over and over again to get the same result. And in 25 years of my life, I've been doing the same thing, surviving physical, mental, and emotional challenges due to complex medical complications. But I'm still breathing and I'm still succeeding. The current challenge is physical, but for years, it was mental. For a lot of years, it was educational, getting my 2 college degrees. And a lot of my childhood in those years, it was way more physical than you could ever imagine. If you think a fractured fibula is like the top of my pain chart, not even close. Um, I actually had a surgery where they broke both of my legs on purpose so I could walk better. That was probably the biggest physical challenge, and I'm glad to say that this is only half of it. I've been in way worse pain, and I still overcame. You could honestly try to douse me in flames, but I'm going to win all the games, have my pictures in frames, and there will be statues in Hall of Fames. I don't need to take names when my challenges are personal. You can stretch the field with horizontals. I would rather hit the verticals. People love to compare, but I love to compete and leave no doubt become a legend for the weak. People like me who have a disability and have it way worse than some physical stuff. Sometimes their life gets so tough and they'll have had enough. They are then going to wish for the thing that we never ever want and just imagine a life of existence where birth forever haunts. So I would rather show it off and flaunt and speak in stutters what I get to type in fonts. They can try to startle and try to taunt, but I'm a master, a rapper, and a savant. I got ism and the wisdom in the game, and Jake Darus, that's my name. I think this is going to be a 10-minute episode. We're at 4 minutes right now, but yeah, those are just some wise words that I wrote last night. I think as I continue to heal from this broken bone, definitely writing, whether it's just journaling, writing songs, any form of writing, it always helps me. Because it helps me to make sense of things. My pattern of thinking, it's all over the place. So if I can find a way to just not necessarily organize it in like an appropriate manner, but just free write and kind of connect the dots, it's something that really helps me out. And I also want to talk about and get more into the future plans for this channel. When I get back to my studio, the first thing I'm going to do is have a full studio tour. I'm going to show off all my equipment, all my microphones, all my studio pieces and gear. And I'm going to talk about how, for why each piece, it's a part of my setup. I'm really excited to do my studio tour. I have been working on this place and been building it for over a year, and it's finally built. I have everything I could ever want. And the second I can get back to my house, that's the first thing I'm doing, is going right back into that room because it means so much to me. So that's first things first. We're going to do a lot of, not necessarily, I want to get into live streams, but like, I don't know. I kind of like just having these videos because I can control things. And I don't feel the pressure of a live audience. It's just me talking to myself and whatever. So we might get into live streaming when it comes to gaming, but for now, I can still use the screen capture and OBS to like record myself playing the game, and then I'm talking in the background. Maybe I could add some of my own songs, music in the background, stuff like that. There's definitely going to be a lot of stuff with that. I also want to use OBS to record my my rap sessions in FL Studio. FL Studio, it's a audio program that people use to make beats, make music, stuff like that. There's a lot of complicated settings in that, so even a year later, I'm still kind of learning a lot of it. But I really want to get into like FL Studio streams and do like live rapping sessions where I'm just showing you how I make a song in real time and stuff like that. I definitely want to get into that. So, Call of Duty streams, FL Studio rap music streams. Those are really the big ones when it comes to solo content, the music, the video games. Definitely a lot of sports talk. That's going to be included. Going to talk about my Browns, my Cavs, my Guardians. Right now, the Browns are in a bit of an interesting situation because they have a top 3 talented defense in the NFL, but the offense is easily bottom 5. So you have such a strength on one side and such a weakness on the other, and they just got to find a way to get a bit more balance, play some more complementary football to win games. I don't think we're going to be in the playoffs this year, but I think we have a great class of rookies. Quinshawn Judkins, Carson Schweschinger, Shador Sanders, to name a few. Harold Fannin, shout out the tight end, man. He has been great too this year. I could talk about football all day. My Cavs, they're in a bit of a, not necessarily a slump, but it's like they're in a stagnant position. They get to the playoffs, they get to the second round, but they can't get over the hump. And right now, early in the season, they're kind of going through a slump. I already see some Cleveland fans trying to write them off and whatnot. And my response to that is, honestly, I would rather us slump in the beginning than slump at the end. Because if it feels like the last couple of years, that's what happened. We do great in the beginning of the year, throughout the regular season, and then we get to the playoffs and we're too tired or we're just not on all cylinders. You can't have that in the playoffs. So, and then my Guardians, I mean, there isn't really too much to say. You guys just got to spend more money. Simple as that. You have Jose Ramirez, easily the best Cleveland baseball player since the 2000s. And he has a Hall of Fame trajectory career. You just got to put more pieces around him. Get a couple more bats. Get a couple more pitchers. I know we had some controversy with our relievers. You got to figure that out. But then out of all the sports teams, my Ohio State Buckeyes, they beat the Ops. Let's go! Oh, man, it's been a long 4 years. When we finally beat the Ops from up north, I didn't even do that much talking smack because I got family members that are from there. Big fans of that team. I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to talk this year because we've been losing the last 4 years. And then they won, and you know what? I just sat back and appreciated it. I had some other family that I was watching the game with that are diehard Ohio State fans. They had their jerseys. I don't even got an Ohio State jersey, and I'm a diehard fan, and they do. But anyway, they were doing most of the talking crap, so happy for that. as you can see with my sports tangents, they can go on. They can start pretty quick and they can go on for pretty long. I love all sports: football, basketball, baseball, hockey, soccer. I want to get into combat sports because it's pretty cool. I just got to find a way to get around the pay-per-view stuff. You know how that goes. But yeah, big thing, gonna get into sports. Gonna get into a lot of my music. I love rap, but I'm starting to get to a point where I don't know if I want to expand to other genres, but my playlist just needs to open up a little bit. Um, but yeah, sports, music. Gonna talk a lot about my experiences with cerebral palsy, having a physical disability, and just how I use it to my strengths. I use it in ways to I take a lot of the things that I deal with myself, like my own kind of disability barriers, and I kind of like to like flip them on its ugly head, and then at my job I accommodate college students who have disabilities. So being able to provide services that I either previously needed or right now that I currently need an accommodation because I can't drive or walk. It's kind of funny how Crip Talk all started, man. Like, I got this job, and it was my plan to start it eventually, but I wanted to get more comfortable. I wanted to have some foot on my ground at my job, in my house, living independently. Funny how I said foot on the ground, and I can't even put my foot on the ground. But yeah, I also I'm starting to get more into assistive technology. I'm using this peer note-taking software at my job where it basically records class lectures for students and it'll take notes for them at the same time. That's a big accessibility project I've been working on at work, and it started to, I don't know, intrigue my curiosity with more accessibility tech. I have a lot of like smart plugs, Amazon Alexa stuff throughout my house that I can control in my voice, which, given my situation, extremely helpful right now. I use this AI voice clone software called like 11 Labs for when I have to give like a long presentation, and sometimes with my stutter over long formats it can affect it and you have to go back and do a lot of editing. So having a software where it literally sounds exactly like me and I'm able to write down my thoughts and then speak them without a stutter, it's super cool. Super cool. I got into rap because I wanted to speak without a stutter because I couldn't go through a sentence without stuttering in high school. So um and I just want to continue to expand with assistive technology. I have a lot of concepts, a lot of cool ideas that we can talk about. We'll make specific videos on those eventually. But the main goals for this channel is just like Crip Talk, talking about my experiences with CP, how I use the world to basically accommodate my condition and whatnot, how technology can be used to accommodate any disability. There's so much out there, and I want to spread awareness to people who have in terms of disabilities that like there are so many digital solutions to your problems, and I can't wait to show that off to the world. Gonna get into sports, music, the things that I enjoy to do, stuff like that. But I just wanted this channel to be an extension of me and an extension of my recording studio. Because it's like I built all this stuff up, and my family likes to say, if you build it, they will come. And no, you're not able to come physically into my studio without my permission, of course, because it's in my home. But if I can build a platform for people with in terms of disabilities, provide them some motivation, empowerment, encouragement, if I build it, they will come. And when they do arrive, I hope that I can make some form of an impact on them just as much as this platform is having an impact on me. And with that being said, got about another 20 seconds left. So, what am I going to close out with today? Well, just because I'm in a cast, it doesn't mean it's going to be my last. And there's been a lot of times where I crashed, but then I end up coming back stronger and fast. And you know that's going to happen. I can't wait to get in my car and hit the gas and go back in person to Making the Grass. We're talking about the money. We're talking about the cash. It's Crip Talk. I'm your host, Jake Darus.